AM 1460, the new WXBR. Peter Czymbor and Mike Pava here with you on a Wednesday morning. Joining me now via the telephone is a filmmaker from New York, a filmmaker amongst many other things, DJ Big Stu. Stu, thank you so much for joining me on the program this morning.
Thank you for having me, fam. I appreciate it, man.
Stu, you've got a new film out, East Side Story. Tell us, first off, tell us a little bit about your background for those that don't know, because you're more of a New York personality than here in New England.
Yeah. You know, in the early days, I was on public access in New York doing me and my boy Fat Cat. We had the underground video show. We kind of broke a lot of videos that BET wouldn't play and got a lot of up-and-coming groups exposed. We also was known for doing a lot of great interviews and stuff like that, you know, with a lot of different cats. Like we was the ones who actually interviewed Alpo Martinez and asked him who could play him in the movie Paid in Full, and he mentioned Nas and Cameron, and then you know history is from there. You've seen who they actually picked Cameron to play his role, and we've been doing stuff like that, and we come back from the breakdancing days. You know what I mean? I come back way back from like being one of the youngest members of a group called Floor Master Tots with my man Zip, Johnny Zip, and Chino, and some of the great graffiti artists. Actually, K. Slay was a member of too. Some of them guys were great graffiti artists and all that. You know, I come from all the way back then. Grew up under Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, which is now people call him Alonzo Brown and Andre Harrell. Andre Harrell was Dr. Jekyll. They was actually the rappers who, when I first seen hip-hop go down in my project, right? So that's who me and my friends came up under, you know, sneaking into the Club Harlem world, the original Club Harlem world, and seeing all that type of stuff like that, and growing up through the late 70s and the 80s through hip-hop and being there when it first began. And, you know, that's my history, man. Like, a lot of cats know me for, like, really knowing about the history because I was actually there. I was actually a little kid with the radio box sneaking in and getting to places with these guys. And, you know, so I seen it grow, and that's where I'm at now, to the radio stuff. And we basically put the film in to a lot of stuff that we grew up and seeing in my neighborhood. And, you know, and we trying to get a message out there actually with some of our films about, you know, how to help kids. And, you know, we got gun situations, but what do we do about them? You know, we put that question out there to the public.
And you mentioned that you get your start in public access television. To a lot of people, public access television is a joke. They sort of think of Wayne's World and whatnot. In New York, because the community is just so large, public access television is actually a real big deal. You can reach a lot of people through that outlet.
Yeah, man. We had like 2 million fans. We was reporting to the CBC. You know, you only report to the CBC if you're doing numbers. So we had like 2 million fans. They used to tell us like that. So yeah, it's not, you can, and the thing about it, man, that people don't really understand, it's free. You know, you can really go learn and get ready for big TV without spending millions and millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the experience was really good for me. Could it help me do film now? I learned a lot of stuff for free through the public access situation. A lot of people don't know it's free. You go to whatever little local public access in your community, and as long as you've been living in an address for certain years, you fill it out. You know, and sometimes they make you go to a class to follow the rules and regulations, but it's free. And it can turn your dreams, you know, it can turn all the thoughts that you have into actually film or video, or if you always wanted to be that sportscaster or weather person. So, yeah, I say, man, I tell everybody, especially young people, go to public access because it's free, and you could get your audience, you could build yourself an audience and also learn at the same time.
And let folks know that not only in New York is it available, but where we're located in Brockton, Massachusetts, and a lot of surrounding communities, public access television is available as well. There were a lot of big-time personalities to come out of public access in New York. Didn't Max Kellerman and his brother have a show at one point?
We all was in the same place. Me, Max Kellerman, his brother, Star and Buck Wild. We all sat in the same chairs. They was, to be honest, they was a little up ahead of me and Fat Cat. You know, we was the new guys coming. Bobby Simmons, D. Mitch, RJ, New Flavor Videos. We all was in the same station, doing, you know, basically doing the same thing, playing videos. So I learned a lot from them. You know, Max Kellerman and his brother Sam Kellerman. Sam was actually a big part of my show. Like, Sam really helped me out. God bless the dead. You know, he got killed, but Sam really helped me. You know, he really helped me out a lot. Himself, he used to come to me and Fat Cat and give us a lot of advice on the TV stuff like that. So yeah, you know, and Star and Buck Wild actually. The chairs me and Fat Cat sat in was their chairs before me and Fat Cat got there. So when they left, we got and sat in their chairs on that station. So yeah, I know. Yeah, we all started at the same spot.
And for those who don't know, Max Kellerman, now an analyst on HBO Boxing, star in Buck Wild, big-time New York radio personalities. They've had some stints on MTV here and there as well. But right now we're chatting with DJ Big Stu here on AM 1460, the new WXBR. Stu, talk about this film you have, East Side Story, where people can get it and why you wanted to make it.
Well, you're going to be able to get it on Amazon. You're going to be able to get it everywhere. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. We're hitting the streets. We taking it. We got a truck that we wrapped up. We'll be out near you. We're going every place and going to make sure every bodega, every store, any place that's willing to take it, plus the normal places you can get it, but we're going extra on it. And, the movie is definitely going to be a good movie, man. It's going to tell you a story about kids in East Harlem, because everybody, when they think about Harlem, the first thing they think about is across, you think about the Cotton Club, you think about the Apollo, you think about Sylvia's, but there's a whole nother life across Fifth Avenue, which is Spanish Harlem, El Barrio, some people call it, or Spanish Harlem, or either way, or East Harlem. But, it's a whole different life over there. Things are kind of different over there. It's a real bigger melting pot, because there's a lot of more, it's different races living over there, from Mexican to Spanish to Dominican to black. So a lot of things going over there. And then another thing about it is that it's a bunch of projects back to back to back to back to back. So there's a story, there's a lot of urban things, a lot of things that happen. So we want to get that story out. And our music is a little different too. When you hear some of the rappers and what they kick about, it's more into lyrics than so much flash, more into hot beats, and so much when people think about, they Harlem rappers, so they just want to get flash. We still got the Harlem swag and all that, but East Side is just a little more grittier sometimes, some people say. So we want to get our story out. Not to say nothing, because we represent Harlem with everybody else. We got even people that's from the other side of Fifth Avenue that's helping us get the story, and even acting in the movie. You know what I mean? But they understand what we're saying, because they're from Harlem. They know that, this East and West, even though we all Harlem, we rep together, but there's, the East Side might be a little more of a different melting pot as traditional Harlem that's crossed with Lenox Avenue to 7th Avenue and 8th Avenue, the ones you always see in the movies that be shown, You see Harlem.
Tell us about some of the different talent featured in this film, East Side Story, both in regards to acting and in regards to the soundtrack that accompanies the movie.
Okay, well, we have one legend, one of the first Harlem rappers, and actually, a lot of people don't know that Ray Vaughn, he was a member of the Magnificent Seven. They actually wrote the Sugar Hill, a lot of stuff for Sugar Hill Records, but they actually, Magnificent Seven was like one of the big groups when you talk about Grandmaster.
You're talking about Rapper's Delight, right?
Yeah. They actually wrote a lot of, but they wrote that and other stuff. They was part of helping write that and all other stuff that was coming off the Sugar Hill stuff. But he was actually supposed to be the first artist, and got caught in a big Harlem drug bust back then, so he never got his chance. So he's like an unsung hero. So we got him. His talent is crazy, because for him to be back then, and then he's sounding just like Cats now, and Cats listen to him like, yo, that's this guy from back then that we always heard on the early tapes before it was even stuff on the radio, that we heard on the tapes with Flash and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and DJ Theodore, and cats like him. So we got him in the movie. He's acting like an OG and, bringing that presence. We got Mo Money, who was a member of the Treble Neck 7. A lot of people know when you take it back to the 90s hip-hop, and you get back and you go back to the old Stepson label when it was Dougie Fresh and Miss Jones and the Treble Neck 7. Mo Money was a member of Treble Neck 7, and then he moved on to do the Die Hard Records thing, where before there was Bad Boy with him, Mace, The Locks, and a few other cats, that Geneviese's and a few other cats put out a couple of the early mixtapes, the early start of mixtapes, which hit the streets hard with Action Pack, DJ Action Pack, and Ron G. And they had their little thing going on real big. They put out, and the rest of them went on to go be with like Bad Boy. Puffy got signed with them through all that, Mason, all of that. Mo went on to do a few other things, but Mo now he's doing his thing, breaking it down a lot. Got his album coming out. He got a lot of most of the songs on the mixtape, and he's the star of the movie. So he's in it. And we got Tony Stance, another battle rapper. P Stacks, a lot of people know him from the Smack DVDs and for all the battle thing. P Stacks is well known through the battle circuit. He's in the movie. His whole crew, the Hunt 10th Street Godzillas, with their whole crew, they got a whole scene. They actually play the Hispanic crew that's in the movie, because it's different cultures in the movie. So their whole crew actually play the Hispanic crew in the movie. We got El Casino, a known rapper that rolls with J.R. Ryder. He's under J.R. Ryder, Dipset. So we got a lot of up-and-coming cats that's in it, a lot of up-and-coming cats, a lot of up-and-coming models, and we got a lot of basketball players. And to be honest with you, a lot of the real roles are from just everyday average people who did a great job, who never acted in their life but did a great job.
Once again, we're chatting with DJ Big Stu, who has a new film out, East Side Story. You mentioned earlier that you're going to pound a lot of pavement in terms of getting the message that this movie is available out there, going from place to place, but you're also doing something, I think, rather modern and interesting, getting this movie out. There's never been a better time in the history of the world than to do ventures such as what you're doing now, thanks to the advent of the internet and all the social media that's going on. How are you spreading the word through the internet?
Well, I also be on the radio myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a DJ on the radio, on Beef Stew Radio, on Blog Talk Radio every day, every night, 10 p.m. And, I'm always on that. And all of us, do so many different things. Like, some of us, I'm a member of the Block Club DJs, and I run their website. So the word is we have our own street team. We have our own street presence. We have Hellgate Entertainment, which have a street team with that. So, we're all over. We have a lot of support, and a lot of the artists on here is this movie is so personal to a lot of us. So everybody, we got so many. We got 25 big shouts out to Real Saddam and Frank Wise Entertainment. And, they're overseas. They do a lot of stuff with a lot of big stars overseas with DJ Harness and, Kachina and David J and all of them. So, we got a lot of support with the overseas people. We deal with DSW, which is Lava House, to No Limit, and, some ties to Rap a Lot. We deal with Six Sosa, so we got a lot of the Dirty South through the DSW Entertainment Movement, and we got the Block Club. So we got a lot of affiliations and within the crew that help us, that we got a little network that we all, we got some brothers down south, Little Bootsy and DJ Funk Dog and Six Sosa and Smoke and them. They send Dirty South stuff up here, and we play it and we pump it on the radio, and we give them the exposure to New York. And what we do, we send our stuff back down there, and they give us the exposure there. So we got a lot of love and with chain reactions like that within our own network.
Once again, we've been chatting with DJ Big Stu here on AM 1460. The new WXBR has a new film out, East Side Story. Stu, before I let you go, where can folks get more information on this film and anything else you're involved with?
Man, you can follow us on Twitter. You can hit us up on, you basically can Google East Side Story movie, and if you want to find out anything about me, I got mad mixtapes, you can go to .piff.com. You can get the mixtape that's out. We actually bronze with the mixtape. We pushing silver on .piff.com with the East Side Story movie mixtape. We got all the top East Side rappers, East Harlem rappers on there, but we also got 1 star, 2 stars actually. My man, that kid Breezy, and we also got Pusha T on there. They gave us a hot joint that fitted with the whole movement, so they on there. And you could just definitely just tweet. You could Google me, DJ Big Stu, and find out. You go to Block Club DJs East Coast, and you go to the regular Block Club DJs National site, and you can find everything you want to find out about DJ Big Stu, how to get me, to book me, or to get us to come out to your joint, or whatever, how to get us to promote you, whatever. All our information is available.
That's DJ Big Stu joining us here on AM 1460, the new WXBR. Stu, thank you so much.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it once again.
You're listening to the Metro South Morning Show. We'll step aside for a quick break. Back with more of the show after this.